Man, what's the deal? No time to chill. It's about to get real on Keep It Real Thursdays. Peep. Hey, look, how to activate your creative space. So check this out. Well, first of all, I'm about to give y'all a double dose. You like, well, who are you? Who more qualified than you? First off, who more qualified than me than to tell you how to activate your creative space? Why do I say that? So for years, man, that's like one of the things that I struggled with when I was a kid, just growing up. Man, how do I be creative? So I'm mimicking everybody else. But it just really, honestly, it just took for me to just start being myself to really activate it. You feel me? So who more qualified to tell you to how to be creative than myself? So what's crazy is how I find my creative space is just by trying different things. So one thing that I've started doing lately is, like, I got a coach, and I asked my man, I'm like, yo, here got my goals. This is what I want to do. I just started. So my man basically like, yo, here go the meal plan. This is what you got to do. So every day I've been like having to cook my own food. And I think for a while now, the reason why I haven't started on like the whole meal prepping is because I got to count on my wife. Like, I got to count on my wife to make the food. So I'm like, you know what, man? I've been making broccoli. Like, I'm talking about myself. Rice. I used to didn't know how to make rice. You feel me? As simple as that is. I used to didn't know how to make rice. I had to text my little brother. My brother on the culinary arts type of tip. And I'm like texting him, hey bro, do you think this is done? How do I know when it's done? And so I'm just noticing every single day I'm getting into a groove, a consistent groove of, oh, this is how you do that. This is how you do this. And so I'm realizing like, yo, creativity comes from just doing something. Like, it ain't even hard. You just got to start doing something. If it works, it works. If it don't, just go back to the drawing board. And that's how I've been able to create my creative space. And so I challenge you, like, going into this new year, you have no excuse on why you're not creative. Like, I'm just saying, you have to think of the person that's gonna not be able to benefit from whatever it is that they want to do because you weren't creative. Like, that's what I'm on now. I'm trying to be the best version of myself so that someone else can ultimately be a better version of themselves. Because how did I become a better version of myself? By looking at other people, by putting myself around leaders, people who know what they're doing, people who humble, just, people who don't mind sharing like just simple information with me. When I ask questions, I ask a lot of questions, and most people are intrigued to answer the questions. And that's another part about being creative, is just asking questions. I ask as many questions as I can. If you around me, what's crazy too? Since I've been a kid, I used to get teased about that. Like, people used to say, man, who you working for? Like, little jokes, kind of like you asking too many questions like you the feds. And I didn't realize, like, that's actually one of my gifts. I'm just very inquisitive, and like, the more I kept going, that's why I said just start something. The more I kept going on being myself, like when they say, why you asking so many questions? It got to a point where I was around my wife's uncle, and he like, yo, Mike, I noticed you an inquisitive type of person. Say what? You know what I'm saying? Like, he talking about inquisitive. I didn't even know what the word meant. I'm like, yo, what that mean? Had to go back to what my mom used to tell me, like, the son, look in the dictionary. Oh, inquisitive. Oh, I'm like, you know what? Let's look that up real quick, y'all. Like, inquisitive. Watch this. So, cause it just blew my mind. Anytime somebody tell me, like, when somebody share a word with me, I'm just like, dang, what do that mean? So, inquisitive. Let's look at that real quick. Curious or inquiring. Undully curious about the affairs of others. Prying. Like, given to examination, investigate. So I'm trying to figure out what something means so that I can make myself well-rounded about the topic. Like, I want to know everything there is to know about something. So that's how you be creative. I'm talking about it's not nothing hard. It's super simple. And I just want you in this new year, I want you to find your creative space, man, because it's not hard. It's so freeing. I'm talking about, there is some things that I'm doing right now that my wife is like fully on board with. Do you know how that feel to have a significant other, for somebody to be rocking with you? Like, you might not even be married, but one of your homeboys, one of your homegirls like, yo, you doing that? I always wanted to do that too. Like, how did you figure this out? Like, when you creative, it makes you so much more confident. I'm talking about you walk different. Like you can like let your chest stick out a little bit. You can walk back with your shoulders out. Like, just being creative, it just opens up another can of worms that you want. Like, most people struggle with being creative because most people don't want to do nothing. Most people are too busy sitting back on the sideline watching what everybody else is doing when you can just start doing something. I'm talking about, it don't have to be nothing crazy. I'm telling you, I unlocked another creative side in me from meal prepping. And what's crazy is I didn't realize like how much I like to cook. Like, my wife do a lot of the cooking, but I didn't realize how much I love to cook, just trying out stuff. When you just continue to do something, you learn like, oh, I can use this, or oh, this doesn't work, or this doesn't work. I can just go back to the drawing board. Like, you know what else is crazy? I found this out. When the chef is preparing your food in the back, he don't always get it right. Like, sometimes he have to throw the whole thing away. He messed up. So yes, when the food come out, it's very well prepared. But who knows that if that was the beginning form, like it could have got messed up. He could have had to redo it. What I'm telling you is stop worrying about the perfection of something. Like, I just need you to start. And that's how I found my creative space. And so that's what I want. That's what I want us to start doing in this new year. That's what I want you to start doing in this new year. Working on your creative space, because it's not hard. And so check this out. Once you start something, you'll be able to get that creative space on lock, and then you'll be able to pass go and collect your 200. Peace.